Please reflect on how those contributions can have an impact for many generations to come.
Now at 9, an ambitious plan by Ball State to raise $350 million. But what exactly will the money be used for?
Plus, a simulation on economic hardship, how Muncie residents gained a new perspective.
We all have to stay strong, and we know that Omer would want us to be strong.
And tragic new details out of Gaza. One of our own, an American, killed in Israel's conflict with Hamas.
We're also learning more tonight about 2 more hostages released today from Hamas. We know now that they are Israeli citizens.
And we had a very warm day here in central Indiana, and we're making a run for some records. Later this week, I'll have the timing for that in my full forecast.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mira Bloomer.
And I'm Morgan Fisher. An ambitious Ball State campaign looks to bring in over $300 million.
NewsLink Indiana's Sophie Schick joins us in the studio with more on how Ball State is looking to spend the cash.
Charlie Cardinal usually has the spotlight at Ball State, but right now, Benny is calling. Last week, Ball State University launched its Call to Beneficence campaign, which includes a goal of over $300 million. The campaign aims to raise over $300 million, the university's largest campaign ever, with funds going towards things like student scholarships, facility enhancements, technology upkeep, and more. With a night full of music, gratitude, and open panel discussions, I spoke to Chief Advancement Officer Mark Helmus to learn more about this campaign launch.
A comprehensive campaign like this one, it's called our Call to Beneficence, the campaign for Ball State University. It counts all gifts that are made to the university during the counting period. So from July 1st, of 2018 through June 30th of 2027, as I mentioned.
Ball State's institutional icon since 1937 has been beneficence, and to this day, it is a prized spirit that the university fosters among faculty and students. For the unwavering support and enthusiasm towards beneficence, Ball State President Jeffrey Mearns gave his thanks at the campaign launch.
Please reflect on how those contributions can have an impact for many generations to come. Please answer our call to beneficence. Thank you very much.
The Ball State Foundation feels that philanthropy has played a vital role in creating a thriving university, and because of that, we fly. For more information, go to bsu.edu/foundation.
Thank you, Sophie. It's a simulation on economic hardship. Muncie residents are gaining a new perspective on a different lifestyle. NewsLink Indiana's Sawyer Osmond has more.
Muncie's Tayshawn Brown played the role of a young child in a family struggling with low income. He and his parent must make rational decisions in order to live comfortably, with food on the table and a roof over their heads. Outside of this role play, Brown lives the similar realities of struggling financially within his own household.
My mother, for example, right, like, she's the one who takes care of me and my siblings, right? But I never stopped to consider how she's feeling and how she's dealing with this as well, right? And that kind of opened my eyes a little bit more to it.
Brown was a first-time participant of this community action course, known as the Poverty Simulation. Second Harvest Food Bank hosted this 3-hour-long program at zero cost this past Saturday at Minnetrista. The opportunity replicates scenarios that mimic the realities of living in poverty. President and CEO of East Central Indiana's Second Harvest Food Bank, Rebecca Clausen, believes that following the shoes of someone experiencing poverty is the only way you may be able to spark change within your own backyard.
And so the more education we can provide for the public, then they'll become volunteers, they'll become donors, they'll understand what they're involved in and why it's important.
In Muncie, Sawyer Osmond, NewsLink Indiana.
Turning now to the weather, I have been loving the cool weather. The walks are a lot more better than the beginning of the school year.
Oh, me too. I'm loving that we're going to get to wear sweatshirts now.
Yes, and the leaves are so beautiful. I really just love the fall time.
And now we're going to hand it over to Oliver.
Well, folks, wearing those sweatshirts might not be the best idea as we move through this week because we are expected to see a little bit of a warm-up. But looking at today's almanac, 68 degrees was our high. Now, that's pretty close to what we averagely see, but again, it is a little bit warmer, and we are going to be seeing those warmer temperatures as we make our way through this coming week. Now, our record was 82 degrees, set all the way back in 1963, and we might be seeing those 80-degree temperatures continue as we move through this week. So again, we've got a warm up, we've got some rain, and some more cooler conditions next week. I'll have all that and more in my full forecast.
Thank you, Oliver. We're learning more tonight about 2 hostages released today by Hamas. We now know they are Israeli citizens.
The militant group released Nurit Cooper and Yocheved Lipschitz to the Red Cross at Gaza's border with Egypt. From there, they'll be transferred to the IDF. That's the same process that took place Friday when Hamas released 2 Americans. The group said the release was for humanitarian reasons. It has not offered an explanation for why the newest releases hostages were chosen.
Meanwhile, Israel has told the U.S. more American hostages are alive and being held by Hamas in Gaza. That's in addition to Judith Tai Ranan and Natalie Ranan, who were released on Friday. The U.S. official said more potential American hostages alive in Gaza is a major reason the U.S. is advising Israel to delay a ground incursion into Gaza.
We agree that the top priority has got to be going after Hamas. There's no daylight here. We also think it's important for humanitarian assistance to flow and for our hostages to get home with their families, and we're working all 3 of those things.
We're also learning about Americans killed in Israel's conflict with Hamas. A man from Maryland who held dual American and Israeli citizenship has died in Israel's conflict with Hamas. Omer Balva was from Rockville, Maryland, a suburb of Washington, D.C. He was just 22 years old and a graduate of the Charles E. Smith Jewish Day School in Rockville. A statement from the Israel Defense Forces says Balva died last Friday at the northern border. The IDF says an anti-tank missile fire killed him.
I feel very intensely that his light lives within me and everybody that he encountered, his family and his friends, and because of that, he'll continue to live on, but he really was the best. That we all have to stay strong, and we know that Omer would want us to be strong.
Balva was one of the more than 300,000 reservists called up after Hamas fighters attacked Israel earlier this month.
We've got lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana in just minutes. A suspected murderer has ties to our home state of Indiana.
Plus, the conflict overseas may have a dire impact on your oil prices. All that next.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
A man with ties to Columbus, Indiana is suspected of murdering a Maryland state judge. Pedro Manuel Argot is accused of shooting and killing Judge Andrew Wilkinson outside his home in Hagersville. Wilkinson was overseeing Argot's divorce case. Authorities are now offering a $10,000 reward for more information. That leads to Argot's arrest. Police say he should be considered armed and dangerous.
The auto workers' strike continues to intensify. In a surprise move today, the Auto Workers Union ordered 6,800 workers to walk out of a Stellantis plant in Metro Detroit. The UAW says Stellantis has the worst proposal on the table as it continues to negotiate with the manufacturer, as well as Ford and General Motors. Stellantis said Friday negotiations were progressing. This marks the second time in recent days that the UAW has ordered a surprise strike at a high-profile facility.
The SAG-AFTRA strike is now more than 3 months old, and the union says it will hold its next round of negotiations with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers this Tuesday. The two sides reportedly are at odds over a number of issues that include revenue sharing, salary, and the use of artificial intelligence. Contract negotiations broke down more than a week ago, and some of Hollywood's biggest names, including George Clooney and Tyler Perry, urged the union to find a way forward to end the strike.
The Israel-Hamas conflict may impact our local oil prices. Although neither Israel or Gaza are significant oil suppliers, the worry comes from Iran getting involved. This concern broadened to our other countries in the Middle Eastern region. Due to this, investors feel a possible tightening on global oil supplies. Recently, we have seen a steady pattern, but the conflicts in the Middle East may change that.
The national average now below $3.50 a gallon for the first time since July 5th. And by later this week, the national average could fall to its lowest level since March.
If you've been thinking of buying a new electric vehicle, now might be a good time. Companies are offering discounts due to growing competition and some reticence from consumers. The Tesla Model 3 base price is down 17% over the last year. Other automakers are offering deals to compete. Hybrids are an exception since consumers seem more interested in those vehicles.
Microsoft's $69 billion takeover of Activision Blizzard is a done deal. It became official Friday after antitrust officials in the United Kingdom approved the acquisition. The Company and Markets Authority was concerned Microsoft would be able to get cloud gaming prices with exclusive access to Activision's video games. MS satisfied regulators by agreeing to let French company Ubisoft buy streaming rights to Activision games outside the European Union. Owning Activision Blizzard gives Microsoft games like Overwatch and World of Warcraft for its Xbox and other platforms. That doesn't necessarily mean the company will limit those games, though. MS reached a deal with Sony earlier this week that guarantees Call of Duty will remain available on the PlayStation for at least 10 years.
Well, the weather seems to be playing some games with us with a frost last night, but 80s in the coming forecast. I'll have all that and more after the break.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir,
Drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
In the society that we were brought up in, it's very hard on little black boys. You have to navigate feelings and emotions so the world don't get you.
Sometimes when I cry, I won't know how I'm feeling or why I'm crying.
I just grew up never feeling like it was okay to cry.
Yeah.
And so he really forced me to have to reconnect with the kid that didn't get to cry.
That's beautiful.
We don't cry. We gon' take our piece of the
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Assistant Chief Weather Forecaster Oliver Monster here with a look at the week ahead. Starting off with these current temperatures, 59 degrees here in Muncie, 59 also there in Indianapolis. A little bit warmer today, and we still see some 60s lingering in the southern and western parts of our state. But again, we had frost on the ground earlier this morning, and that is almost hard to believe with a 68-degree high that we reached, almost a 30-degree temperature change within the past 12 hours. And we are going to be seeing those warmer temperatures continue as we move through this week. But looking at the current radar, very clear out there. Gonna stay mostly clear as we move through tonight. 51 degrees for your low. Winds coming from the south, and those southerly winds are really what's bringing up those warmer temperatures. South, obviously a little bit warmer this time of year, and those southerly winds are going to continue as we move into tomorrow. Southerly winds at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusting all the way up to 10 to 15 miles per hour as we make our way through the day tomorrow. But look at this temperature for a high, 78 degrees under partly cloudy skies around 5 p.m. Now that's almost the record for what is expected for tomorrow. So we might be making a run at 80. Hopefully we don't see any 80s in our forecast though. But we will be seeing a little bit of rain, especially as we move midweek. Looking here at the precision cast, 7 p.m. here on Wednesday. Gonna see a light band of showers. That moves out of the way, leaving some cloudy skies for your Thursday. And then Friday, we start to see that rain come back into the area. And we might even be seeing some heavier pockets as we move from Saturday night into Sunday morning. Here around midnight, again, we see a little bit more of this yellow. Most likely nothing severe, but again, a little bit of a heavier downpour. Now, this band of precipitation is more associated with a cold front, and that will be bringing those cooler temperatures back into our area. And as we can see with the next 6 to 10 days, we are going to be in this slightly below average range for most of Indiana. So we are going to be seeing those temperatures move back into those 60s, but for now, we might want to stick to that iced coffee with those temperatures staying in the 70s as we move through this week. Again, 78 degrees here on Tuesday, and we're warming maybe up to 79 degrees there on Friday. But look at that low between Thursday and Friday, 64 degrees. Again, 30 degrees warmer than what we saw last night. So again, seeing those warmer temperatures, unseasonably warm, but we do back down into the 60s, getting back into the 50s for Monday. Halloween looks like it might even be in the 40s, but that's still a week away. We still just got to deal with these warmer temperatures for now.
Now let me tell you, Indiana's weather never seems to not shock me.
Oh no, it is quite, the Midwest is just a really great place for weather because last night it's 32 degrees and we had a frost advisory, and tonight it's very warm.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get. There's lots more to get to, including the latest in sports. Jackie Madden has a preview.
One Ball State squad is finding its footing and another looks to get back on the court. All this and more next in sports.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that? I'm playing with these new face filters. Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jackie Madden with sports. Ball State football takes on Central Michigan for homecoming this past Saturday. NewsLink Indiana's Keenan Havermill fills us in on the action on the gridiron.
It's homecoming once again for Ball State football as they look to pick up their second win of the season. The Cards knew the importance of this one and came out on fire and conquered the Central Michigan Chippewas in style, 24-17. Head coach Mike New feels the offense was the key to the win.
Credit the offense, credit Kyle Kelly for leading the guys down the field, making good decisions, making good reads. Cooper's running hard all day long, man. Just to see that happen for him, we all want to win, and we're all competitors.
This homecoming, though, has an important meaning to senior Sidney Houston, who led the defense with 2 sacks on the day.
It was emotional, especially for me. Like, this is my senior year, this is my last homecoming period for me as a student. So it definitely was a mental lot to just go out and give our all in front of our fans and our family and for each other. For our coaches that are alumni, like everybody plays a part to take a lot of pride in this type of day.
In crunch time, Coach New understood that quarterback Kyle Kelly had one thing on his mind when looking to cross the plane in the game's final minutes.
So Kyle went and became an athlete, and he jumped over the top of the pile and got it in for a touchdown there, which was impressive. Nobody sees, every one of his teammates down there on the field level knew exactly what just took place. That's just a guy being a player, man. Being a great athlete.
Even after a Cardinals win, star running back Marquez Cooper reflects on the importance of the rest of the season for the squad.
We know it's on the line for the rest of these games, and we should have got it fixed, but it's fixed now. And what you see in the game, we're ready for much more of that.
Ball State will head to Bowling Green on Wednesday, November 1st for midweek action. In Muncie, Keenan Havermill, NewsLink, Indiana.
Forced down at the 39.
And as football continues to improve, Ball State women's volleyball sensation Anaya Kennedy earns another MAC West Offensive Player of the Week honor. This is the 3rd straight week Kennedy has won the title and the 4th time this season. The honor comes after her 60 kills in the Cards' 3 matches this week, with 15 kills in the Tuesday sweep of against Toledo and 22 and 23 kills in each of the following matches. Even with Kennedy's stellar play, the Cardinals still fell short in 2 straight losses to Buffalo. Kennedy and the Card looks to bounce back this Friday at home versus Kent State. Ball State men's basketball their off-season is almost at a close. NewsLink Indiana's Dakota Atwood flew over to Worthen Arena as the Cardinals get ready for their season ahead.
Ball State men's basketball kicks off their season for an exhibition matchup November 2nd against Rolls-Holman. An important returner to the floor, head coach Michael Lewis, who comes off a 20-win season during his first year as a Cardinal. Even with this success, there will be a squad of first-time Cards ready to hit the hardwood. Ball State senior Ben Hendricks is excited for this upcoming season and what it has in store for these new faces.
Very excited. It's a new team, or a very new team with 8 new players, and a lot of new faces on the team. I'm very excited to see how they do in our first game and our scrimmages against new players and whatnot. And so overall, I'm excited for the year, and I'm excited to see where we'll come out of.
The Cardinals feel as if they had an advantage at home last year. Junior forward Mickey Pearson can't wait to get back playing in the nest.
Playing back in front of more than playing in front of the fans, I say last year we had great crowds, great showings. It was fun playing near here, so I'll just say getting back in front of our home crowd.
But with the new season, there comes lofty goals, with hopes of a MAC championship on the horizon for these two Cardinals.
To win the MAC championship, of course, to continue to grow as a team. I want to see us grow as a team throughout the season, and myself as well.
Win a MAC championship, be on an all-MAC team, and stay healthy.
Ball State opens up its regular season at home against Goshen, November 11th in Worthen Arena. In Muncie, Dakota Atwood, NewsLink, Indiana.
I'm really looking forward to the men's basketball season this year. I think it's going to be great. We got a nice team.
I'm very excited. After the break, Emma Matlock has your campus coverage.
And we have one final check at your weather. Stay with us.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready! We don't have time for spills.
Next. We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Alvo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation, to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. My name is Emma Matlock, and this is your campus coverage. As midterm season is in the rearview mirror and final season approaches, the Counseling Center is offering ways for students to de-stress. What the Health Center is calling a hidden gem on campus, the Resource and Relaxation Room in Lucina Hall is helping students take their mind off things for a while. It's located on the 3rd floor of Lucina Hall. The room offers amenities like massage chairs, a coloring station, and various mental health resources.
Depending upon different times of the semester, the students who are reaching out to us kind of ebbs and flows, but we could anticipate that around midterms that there would be some increase in stress for students.
Driscoll says some ways to practice self-care could include taking care of sleep, hygiene, and utilizing social supports.
Emma, thank you. Now let's get to one final look at weather.
Well, again, we've been seeing those warmer temperatures, and we're making a run at 80 both on Tuesday and Friday, and maybe we might be breaking some records with that as well. But again, some warmer temperatures throughout most of this week, some more rain as we move into the weekend, and then a cold front comes through on Sunday, dropping our temperatures back down into the 50s and where they should be at this time of year.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.
For news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.